All right. Well, thank you for having me, and thanks for the kind introduction. I guess there's a lot of things in the world today that are happening that are important and that deserve our attention. But I think it's always important to say what is going to be what's important in the long term. What are the actions that, if we don't take them today, will result in quite a terrible future? And I think today's refugee problem or challenge is perhaps a small indication of what the future will be like if we do not take action with respect to climate change. So I mean, today the challenge is in terms of millions of people, but in the future, based on what the scientific consensus is, the problem will be in hundreds of millions and much more severe. So I think it's very important that we take action today to recognize that we are making a very significant change to the chemical constituency of the atmosphere and the oceans, and one that is almost impossible to reverse. I think when we look back on these days in the future, we want to be able to say that we did the actions that were right, the actions that were important, because I think it's very difficult to say, if you go, say, 20, 30, 40 years in the future, what do you say to your kids or your grandkids? It's not as though, I mean, it's like the scientists all say that these bad things are going to happen. It's like 97%. So say, well, to your grandkids, your kids, well, did nobody tell you? No, it's like, no, everyone was telling us. Okay, so why didn't you do anything? What's the answer? I think it's very important that we do something. There's things in the news like, the nitrous oxide thing with VW, and obviously that's bad, but it's the CO2 thing is really the thing what we should be most concerned about. And if you look at, say, what is necessary for a sustainable future, actually, in one respect, a very important respect, Germany is a huge leader, which is in solar power generation. Germany is by far the best in the world when it comes to solar power. I think even in terms of in absolute terms, but certainly in solar power per capita, by far the best. And wherever I go in the world, I say, hey, Germany is a great example for solar power generation. And I think people in Germany should be really proud of that. That's a great thing that you've done. But it needs to be paired with sustainable consumption of energy on the transportation side. So that hopefully is something that will change, in the near future. But whereas Germany is really great on sustainable power generation, it's not so much on the sustainable power consumption, because transport is still very much petrol and diesel. So hopefully that's something that changes. I think that's the most important thing that can be done for climate, and Germany could be a great example in this regard. So that's my hope on that front. Let's see, and then stationary storage, battery packs are also something that's important, because you need sustainable power generation, sustainable power storage, because of the intermittent nature of renewable energy, and then combine that with electric vehicles. So, Tesla, we're developing stationary storage with the Powerwall power pack, and we think actually Germany is a very important market for that. In fact, outside of the US, Germany and Australia are, Germany first of all, and then Australia are our top priorities. So I think that will hopefully be helpful. And then, let's see, would you like me to talk about space as well? I'm not sure if that's... Okay. By popular acclaim. So we hope to launch again in a couple of months. So I guess maybe 6 to 8 weeks or so from now. And then if things go well, we'll be able to land the rocket. And although I'd be happy if it just gets to orbit, of course. But hopefully it can come back and land as well. And that will be an important milestone for space exploration. Because ultimately, I think we want to have a very exciting, inspiring future in space, and in order for that to happen, we really want to become a multi-planet species and a spacefaring civilization. And I do want to emphasize a multi-planet. It's not like another planet, but over there. We've got to make sure things are good on Earth, and then extend life as we know it to Mars and beyond. That will certainly be a great source of security for life as we know it. But I think even more motivating for me personally is that trying to establish a self-sustaining civilization on Mars would be a great adventure. It will be really fun and exciting, and there need to be things that are inspiring and exciting. Because life cannot just be about solving problems. If it's just about one miserable problem after another, why get up in the morning? But if there are things that are exciting and inspiring and make you want the future to happen, I mean, I love that. There need to be things like that. So. There need to be things that make you want to be alive. So I think Mars could be one of those things. And anyway, that's what we're trying to make progress on with SpaceX. Certainly, very tricky progress, but I think we're headed in an exciting direction there. Let's see. That's all I have to say in terms of opening remarks. I guess we go to the interview. Yeah? All right, thank you.